Hello, YouTube world. I want to talk to you a little bit about the Super Bowl, what went on at the Super Bowl, and some of the messages that were given out of the Super Bowl. Meant to do this several weeks ago. I've been just totally overwhelmed, very busy, a lot going on, like I'm sure has been the case with many of you as well. So let's go ahead and dig in. This was one of the segments that appeared in the pregame. Let's take a look at.
No NFL team has ever won 3 Super Bowls in a row. But today, one kid QB tries to change all of that.
Hey, who are you?
So here we see Patrick Mahomes, and they're kind of making him out to be like a Batman character. But notice you've got the red horns on the helmet. You know, it doesn't look like Batman to me. That looks like Satan the devil, clearly. The red horns on the helmet with Patrick Mahomes representing the devil.
I'm Batman.
That's great, but you still can't be up here.
Or will the birds of prey stand in his way?
The question is, what's the master plan? To keep me from getting yelled at by Philly fans?
Just give the ball to me.
I said pass it. No, tush push.
Well, trusty sidekick, Alfred, we're on the verge of history.
Yeah, my girlfriend said it's gonna be a brand new era. She even put it on my friendship bracelets.
Ooh, let's trade.
Put it on my friendship bracelets.
Ooh,
Bracelets.
ooh, let's.
And then, you know, the brand new era there on the bracelet, to me, representative of a New World Order, this golden age that Trump is talking about.
Ooh, let's trade.
Thanks for coming, Batman. This is very important.
What is it?
Got any extra tickets to the game? The game?
So, you know, they got the red devil horns on Patrick Mahomes, obviously, there.
Nosebleeds are fine.
The Pac-Man trilogy.
Everybody wants something. Hey, they got the.
And just want to show you a few plays from the game. And I didn't watch the whole game, but I saw part of the first half and some of the second half, and then some of the post game and all of the highlights.
2.5 sacks in the game. It goes from bad to worse. 3rd and 16, they roll the pocket, throws across his body across the field. Cooper to Gene, the rookie from Iowa. This guy, when he gets his hands on the ball, is thinking, I'm scoring, and he does.
So that was the biggest play of the game, obviously. The pick six from Mahomes. No coincidence to number 33, of course. Number 33 on the Eagles. And to me, you know, it looked to me like Mahomes was really throwing this game on purpose. You know, many have said that was the worst they've ever seen him play. For sure, that first half, and he had 2 interceptions near his own goal line that looked quite purposeful. You know, in this one, when you look at it, you know, really, he's got a lot of time here. And these defenders really aren't anywhere near him, and he throws this ball right to number 33. Inexplicably, so the pick six to number 33.
That play took it away.
Patrick Mahomes in the first half had a QBR of 1. The digit 1.
Wild to me.
On a scale of 1 to 100, it was a 1, and then it just continued.
Look at
So then in the post game, we hear ESPN saying, Patrick Mahomes in the first half had a QBR rating of 1. This scale is 0 to 100. He had a rating of 1. So literally, that's as badly as any quarterback could possibly play in a game. And it's something considering Mahomes is supposed to, be the best player in the league or quarterback, so as they say.
Kansas City. Final minute of the half game. This DeAndre Hopkins play that could have been here. This is a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins is wide open. No one's within 20 yards of him. And they just missed.
And this was another one that's a very suspicious looking play that, from my perspective, just an opinion here, looks like both the quarterback and the receiver are purposely screwing up here, so to speak. It looks like Mahomes purposely throws a bad ball and Hopkins purposely does not catch the ball.
Misses the throw. DeAndre doesn't get the connection, and it felt like if there.
And then we see Chris Jones reacting, getting upset. And the question is that genuine, organic, or is this acting? I can't say for sure.
DeAndre doesn't get the connection, and it felt like if there was any life in this team, you could see it was more chance for Kansas City. Final minute of the half game. This DeAndre Hopkins play that could have been here. This is a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins is wide open. No one's within 20 yards of him, and they just missed. Patrick misses the throw. Could have been here.
And so, of course, as they're saying, there's no one, within 20 yards of him or whatever, and this is an easy walk-in touchdown if he catches the ball. And if you look at it, it doesn't even look like the throw's really bad, but it doesn't even look like he attempts to catch the ball. Hopkins, he doesn't even use both hands. He just kind of flails at it.
This is a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins is wide open. No one's within 20 yards of him, and they just missed. Patrick Hopkins is wide open. No one's within 20 yards of him. And they just missed. Patrick, no one's within 20 yards of him. And they just missed. No one's within 20 yards of him. And they just missed. Patrick misses the throw.
So, from what I saw of the game, it to me really looked like Mahomes was trying to throw the game on purpose. I'm not saying that's definitely what happened, but that to me it kind of had that look. And, when the Chiefs have won Super Bowls, I've said that it was scripted and rigged. So now with them losing a Super Bowl, it's the same thing. These games are scripted and rigged. I'm not going to say, now it was a fair athletic competition. Win or lose, these games, particularly the Super Bowl, are scripted. And, it seems to me that the narrative, the NFL wanted to, they were really looking to alleviate and dispel all the talk of the games being scripted and rigged because so many people are catching on. And, I was wrong on this one. I thought that it was likely the Chiefs would three-peat. It really looked like it was set up that way. Even a guy like Zach Hubbard, Zach Greenblatt, whoever he truly is. This is the first Super Bowl, I think, in 7 years that he'd been wrong on. So it looked like it was totally set up for the Chiefs. And I think that was gambling bait. A lot of what they did to set things up, like that Doritos commercial with the number 52, the 5-2 record, that they really wanted to set it up and make it look like the Chiefs were going to win in three-peat. And that was gambling bait, and they went the other way with the script. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. It makes you wonder, how far ahead of time do they decide what to do in these games to script them? We're going to look at some in a moment where it looks like 71% of the betting public was on the Chiefs before the game. So, it certainly makes you wonder if they wait and, how long they wait to see what the betting numbers are, then to decide which way they go with the script. So this then was a commercial right after the game. Let's take a look.
Hate that you said he wasn't a top 10 quarterback. Hate that you said he couldn't throw the ball. Hate that he got over when push came to shove. Hate that he always say the right thing.
Money is nice, championships are better.
Hate that in your all-knowing, armchair wisdom. You were sure he'd come up short. Hate that you got it wrong. Okay.
So there you go. Love Hurts, a Jordan Brand commercial. This was literally, I think, within a minute or two after the game concluded. So they had, a script and agenda set up to prop up Jalen Hurts. And they do this in sporting events a lot of the time. We talked about this in the Australian Open last year, that they don't put these money in these commercials and produce them not to use them. And this is the Australian Open, not this year, but last year. Of course, Jannik Sinner's won it both last year and this year. But this was last year, Jannik Sinner's first major, the Australian Open. And this was literally within a minute after the Australian Open concluding last year. Jannik, congratulations on your first Grand Slam title. So these brands like Rolex and Jordan put out these commercials within a minute after the game. So it would certainly look like there's a script in play, like they know what's coming, and they are lifting up and propping up these idols, these guys that are making millions of dollars in endorsements. So, of course, this game, we need to look at the aspect. This was a massive Kobe Bryant ritual, and we talked about this in previous videos, how on the Eagles official Twitter site, you had this black helicopter just drop down to say "Go Birds," a beheaded man. Obviously, on January 26th, the 5-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death, and very obviously referencing Kobe Bryant there. We're going to talk more about that in a moment. The Kobe ritual aspect of this. So it's important to know in the first half, Patrick Mahomes had exactly 33 passing yards. We see the halftime stats. Patrick Mahomes had exactly 33 passing yards. We're going to look at where the 33 was flying all over the place in this game. And, of course, after the game, we see Andy Reid is now 3-3 in Super Bowls. There's your 33 again. And we've talked about the 18, the 666 with the Eagles in some previous videos, and it was looking like if they lost this game, they were going to have 666 total wins for their franchise history and 666 total losses, in franchise history. Another reason that was making me think they were going to go with the Chiefs in this game. But, they went with the Eagles, that script in this game. But here we've got the 18, the 666 again with the the Eagles won by 18. So there's your 666 number. And the Eagles end the season with 18 total wins, your 666 number. Just like, we talked about in the previous videos, the 18-year-old Temple student, which certainly, had the look of the possibility of a sacrifice, dying at the NFC Championship celebration. We talked about that in previous videos, the 18-year-old man in Philadelphia dying. It's worth noting, check this out, Nevada Sportsbooks won state record $22.1 million on Super Bowl 59. So it appears that the sports books made out like bandits did very well on this game. And, this Super Bowl is a really, really, boring, bad one. And it reminded me, the only one in recent memory like it was the Broncos-Seahawks Super Bowl. I believe that was 2014, where the Broncos were favored and they got blown out, lost 43-8. And here we see the state sportsbooks won a net $22 million on Super Bowl 59, the most ever according to the Nevada Gaming Control Board. The $22 million win tops the $19.7 million the sportsbooks won on Super Bowl I don't know what that number is off the top of my head, when the Seahawks upset Peyton Manning and the Broncos. So very similar script and scenario in this Super Bowl to that Super Bowl back, that was, I think, 11 years ago. The Broncos going into that game were favorites, and they were the gambling bait. You had a lot of heavy betting on the Broncos, and they get blown out by the Seahawks. Same type of deal in this game. The Chiefs were the favorites, and they were, looks like, the gambling bait, and there's a lot of heavy betting on the Chiefs. Of course, they get blown out by the Eagles, so the sports books do very well. What do you know? And then we just saw in the pregame the little skit with Mahomes with the devil horns, the little Batman skit with Mahomes, the red devil horns on his helmet. And here we see this graphic right after the game. 3 turnovers, 6 sacks for Mahomes. Well, once again, 6 times 3, there's your 18, your 666 number. I thought this was an interesting comment. This was on another channel. I think it was Lobos. I can't verify this for sure, but, this gentleman saying an hour before the game, 71.5% of bettors bet on the Chiefs. Vegas took a lot of dollars tonight. Well, that fits right in hand with that image we just saw of the Nevada sportsbooks making a record $22 million. And we see the next comment, the script is fluid, it will change to bring in the most money. If most bets were on the Eagles, the Chiefs would have three-peated. So it does make you wonder, when they determine which direction these games are going. I mean, do they know a week before? Do they wait right up to a day or two before to see what kind of, what the betting public is doing, what kind of money is coming in on the betting line, on the money line, on the point spread? I think that's very likely. The script is fluid. They may not decide, who really knows for sure. But, I think that could be a scenario that they may not decide what script is going to be played out until a day or, a day before the game, maybe. Some food for thought. Then, of course, we had the Masonic, Satanic Kendrick Lamar halftime show. We've got, of course, the inverted pyramid. We've also got the apron. Think of, what is it, the Google Mail or Yahoo logo. I can't think right. And the Gmail, I think that's what it is. The Gmail logo looks just like the Gmail logo, which is just like the Masonic apron, the garb the Freemasons put on. Then, of course, we had Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam, flipping you the triple sixes, the 666 in both hands, the Go to Mendez in both hands. Or excuse me, that's just the triple six, the 666 hand sign in both hands. And we saw this at the beginning of the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, warning wrong way. You can see it there in lights, warning wrong way. And we also saw a very cryptic message at the end of the halftime show for Kendrick Lamar, game over. To me, clearly saying it's game over for America, you're finished, and maybe also saying this was the last Super Bowl we'll ever see, game over. But a very cryptic game over, very clearly telling us, you're finished, America, you're done, game over. So it's interesting, worth noting, Saquon Barkley, his birthday is February 9th. So his birthday was the day of the Super Bowl. And what do you know? The guy number 33 that got that pick six interception, let's go ahead and take one more look.
Sweat, 2.5 sacks in the game. It goes from bad to worse. 30-16, they roll the pocket, goes across his body, across the field. Cooper.
So the Eagles player that got that pick six interception, Cooper DeJean, number 33, of course. Well, his birthday is also February 9th, the day of the Super Bowl. That was something I was not aware of. That would have been, probably a tip-off there is you had two players, Barkley and DeJean, with birthdays on the day of the Super Bowl. Of course, Cooper DeJean, the biggest play of the game, the pick six, number 33. Once again, a 33 reference. We saw that Andy Reid is now 3-3 in Super Bowls. There's your 33 again. And then here's another one for Andy Reid. This was his 33rd year of coaching. We read, Andy Reid has been coaching in the NFL for 33 years. So there's your 33 again in association with this game. Another tip-off, too, that's interesting to note. The bald eagle is now officially the national bird of the United States after President Joe Biden signed a law on Christmas Eve bestowing the honor upon the white-headed and yellow-beaked bird of prey. So, this may have been a harbinger, foreshadowing the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Biden naming the bald eagle as the official national bird of the United States on Christmas Eve. This is a big one. How about this? We read, Patrick Mahomes surprises in Eagles green check suit instead of Chiefs red for 2025 Super Bowl outfit. So look at this. Before the game, Mahomes is wearing an Eagles green suit. Tell me there's not something going on with that. To me, it looked very clearly, in my opinion, and this is just what myself and some others, our perspective thought maybe, going on, is it sure looked like Mahomes may have been throwing this game on purpose. It was clearly the worst game he's ever played. And so here we see Mahomes decked out in Philadelphia Eagles green before the game. Was he showing the public right in your face what was going to be the result and that he was on the sell? I don't know. I'm not saying that. Just really interesting to know Mahomes sporting the Philadelphia Eagles green walking into the game. This is also worth noting. We see here the pregame. Check out Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts on a Masonic checkerboard floor in the pregame show. Fox's pregame, isn't that just fitting? And we see the commenter here. They're letting you know you're about to witness a Masonic production. So Barkley and Hurts on the Masonic checkerboard floor, and I didn't see this. I didn't see this pregame show. So that was probably a clear message the Eagles were going to win and that these two players in particular are bought and paid for. Then we have the movie Love Hurts. This was interesting. So the commercial we just saw right after the game at Jalen Hurts, let's take one more look at that. So there you go. This was not a minute after the Super Bowl. This homage to Jalen Hurts. We see Love Hurts. And then what do you know? You have this movie Love Hurts that just came out. And let's take a look. What day did this movie come out? What do you know? February 7th, 2025, just 2 days before the Super Bowl, you have a movie called Love Hurts coming out. Then we've got right after the game, this commercial Love Hurts. And, of course, Jalen Hurts was the MVP of the Super Bowl. Called all coincidence? I don't know. I think, I don't know. That's quite a bit for a coincidence. Seems like there may be something going on there, folks. And so, excuse the ad here. And I'm not going to play this, guys. I don't want to risk a copyright strike. The NFL is really bad with that. But you can watch the full Kendrick Lamar halftime show here. And I just want to I showed you these images, what was going on. Most importantly, we had the warning wrong way and also the game over. And if you're interested in seeing this for yourself, go ahead and go to this clip. And at 4 minutes, 42 seconds, you will see the warning wrong way in the crowd. And it's worth noting, too, at 6 minutes and 30 seconds, Kendrick Lamar actually mentions Kobe Bryant in the song. We talked about the Kobe ritual going on with this game, okay? As we've mentioned numerous times, the black helicopter on January 26th NFC Championship, the 5-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's death on the Eagles' official Twitter site right before the NFC Championship. And of course, what do you know? The halftime score was 24-0. Kobe Bryant, of course, wore the number 24 for the last part of his career. I don't think that's an accident. 24-0 at halftime, to me, definitely a Kobe Bryant ritual. And then I'm not going to play this for copyright purposes, but if you will go for yourself to the 6-minute, 30-second mark, what do you know? There's another 666. You will see Kendrick Lamar will mention Kobe Bryant directly by name, Kobe Bryant, at the 6-minute, 30-second mark, and he's talking about his 81-point game, which, no coincidence, happened in Kobe Bryant's 666th career game. So I think that's a lot there to be a coincidence. So clearly a Kobe Bryant ritual going on with this Super Bowl game. And with the Eagles winning, the Philadelphia Eagles also would seem to be a reference to the Church of Philadelphia as we read Revelation chapter 3, and to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but just skipping down to verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the Church of Philadelphia are those that are truly born again, saved, that are going to go at the rapture, be removed from this earth at the rapture, and that will not be a part of God's wrath. We of the Church of Philadelphia will be raptured and in heaven very soon. So that may be a message with the Philadelphia Eagles winning, telling you this is the last Super Bowl and the Church of Philadelphia is soon to be removed from the earth. I don't know, but looks like it may be that way. So, it's interesting. Last year, the NFL had that commercial about their official script that I've mentioned numerous times on this channel, and they said they were writing Mahomes out of the script. Well, it seems like they're kind of taking a contrarian angle with this, where Mahomes won the Super Bowl last year, but a year later they write Mahomes out of the script. And it seems like so many people are onto these games as being scripted and rigged that by having the Eagles winning a blowout, they're wanting to instill the faith in people that no, this is not rigged, it's real. They didn't want to let the Chiefs three-peat, so it brings the viewers back thinking this is real legitimate football. Let me see, I just got a few notes here, see if there's anything else I want to mention. By the way, Samuel Jackson right now is 76 years old. There's your 13, like the 13 original colonies. So I think that's it, guys. Just want to show you that, yeah, these games are scripted and rigged. I hope that none of you took the bait by the Eagles winner thinking, oh, well, it's organic and legitimate competitive football. No, they just chose to go with a different script, and it appears that the casinos in Vegas made out like bandits, because a lot of people, myself included, took the bait, and it looked like things were really set up for the Chiefs to three-peat, but they went the other direction, and Vegas and the house did very well. So I just encourage you, don't waste your time and get caught up in these professional sports. They're scripted, they're rigged. All it is entertainment. And if you're not saved, this stuff is just dragging you to hell. It just is idolatry. It's meant to keep you away from the Bible, the truth, and what really matters in this life, what's really going on in the world. Bread and circus, as the elders of the Protocol of Zion says, just to keep you consumed with worthless, things that waste your time, idols that eat up your time and energy. And that's what it is like an energy harvest for demons. All the time and energy that people put into these stupid, scripted professional sports. So just wanted to put this out there. We're living in the end times. The rapture could be coming any day now. And if you're not saved, I plead with you that today would be the day of salvation for you. You'll find the gospel here, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verses 1 to 4, the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And I just encourage you, you're not saved by anything you do, but simply by faith, believing in what Jesus Christ, the Lord Almighty, did for you, that he shed his blood to pay for all of your sins, past, present, future, and that through his death, burial, and resurrection, he's paid your sin debt in full and gives you eternal life. If you'll just believe that truth, you will be saved. And if you are not saved or don't know you are, please call on Jesus Christ right now. Ask him to come into your life. Ask him to help you to come to faith, is to tell him that you realize and believe that this is the truth, that through his death, burial, and resurrection, you have forgiveness of all sins and eternal life. So just want to put that out there. I hope you guys are doing well. God bless you guys, and Lord willing, I'll talk to you again real soon.